Hi, everybody. I got a little
Hey.
I woke him up out of a dead sleep.
Bless
Poor
his
thing.
heart.
He's getting so big, but there he is. But he's tired. He is so tired. He's a big old mush ball.
Aww.
Only when he's tired.
He's so sweet. Look at him.
He is.
Oh.
He's going to be so pretty when he gets big.
He's going to be big when he gets big. He's already got like tall legs and like big paws. He's going to be bigger than Hope. But let me say hi to everybody. And while I'm scrolling up, real quick, Julie's dad passed away today, so everyone keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She's having a rough day.
Love you, Julie.
Yeah, I love you.
So there was something else I needed to say, but now I can't remember it. I'll get to it. We're gonna do an after show tonight, so going back to do that. So we're all gonna hop on after the show is over, like 15 minutes after, and if anybody wants to come up and maybe we missed something that somebody wanted to point out, or we can maybe elaborate further on things we maybe can't say on this one, become a member. Do it from a desktop or a laptop, because if you do it from your phone, they charge you more money. I don't know why. And YouTube says it's normal, so that's how it has to be. And it's going to be for like the mid-level, which is now called the 90-Day Fiance level, which would be the old associate level, and that will be right after this. And then what else do I got in old business? That's it. Let's say everybody. Hey, J Freak, Patty S, Digital Pen, hello. Ruth Ann, Sarah Z, Paul, Ellie, April Rain, Tina, Velvet Pixie, Crystal, Keela Bila, Sweets and Beyond. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to ask you backstage. I'll ask you when we end. Sweets and Beyond. I knew there was one more thing I had to ask you. Sweets and Beyond, hi. Maria V, Wanda, hello. Now Georgie's trying to climb up my leg.
George.
Just let's see. I think I got everybody. Tanya. Okay. So let's start. Whatever you think of last night's premiere episode before we delve into the specific couples.
It was very slow.
Yeah, I mean,
very slow.
It had a nice formula. I like how every one of the sections started off with them doing something sort of cute together. You know, roller skating or whatever nonsense. So I like that.
Because they're happily ever after. Don't forget. So they should be roller skating. The newlyweds. Patrick.
Yeah, it was just okay. I mean, character development. I mean, we know them from the previous shows, but I mean, they still gotta develop a story for the new one. So we are.
Okay. Hey, Stephanie. I'm writing down the thing I need to ask you before I forget. And again, like, I'm still trying to figure out my rhythm, so I might be a little off because I've only been live like less than 2 handles the last 2 months. So forgive me for me trying to figure out my rhythm, but we'll get there, or we won't. And you'll let me know either way. So it's good. So there it is. So we're good. All right. So did you notice that they have like a new, like not a theme song, but they showed the couples in the beginning? That was new.
Yeah, that was different.
Like I was waiting for.
I might have fast forwarded to that.
I think I did too.
But they showed like the couples and like a little, I was waiting for taglines. I'm like, please, please, please let them have taglines because I can only, and I just want to hear Angela's. And hey, Sweets and Beyond, and I might have to write Angela's for her because I want to hear.
What do you think her tagline would be?
Oh, I can't put that out there into the universe yet. No. It's so golden and pure. It has to. It's only for me and Angela only. I won't even tell Cody because he's got loose lips. So, but it's gold, man. So I hope they do get taglines because that would be fun. And it looks cool. I'm trying to go into this with an open mind and not jaded or and I'm gonna believe what they show me on camera, and that's how we're gonna play it. So with that being said, let's start with Jovi and Yara.
Okay.
Perfect.
Jovi and Yara.
And who wasn't shown this episode? Angela and Michael weren't shown.
Big Ed.
Ed and
Big
Liz.
Ed and Liz, and then who else?
Wasn't that it?
Was that it? I think there was a third.
We had Kimberly, but Usman wasn't in except for clips.
Well, we'll get to her.
Not super fan. Sorry.
So Yara been married for 2 years now with Jovi. They were on last year on 90 Day, and then happily, right after it. So it's their scene opens up with Yara like getting ready for a night on the town, and they go back. It's like, should we discuss how they all met, or do we already know that about like him? Do we have to kind of revisit all that?
I don't think so.
Not.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yara's going out. You see Jovi on the floor playing with Mila. And Jovi says, he goes out to sea 1 month. He comes back. That's his schedule. So I guess he's home, and Yara is now. It seems to be the crux of their storyline is going to be Yara going out and leaving Jovi to take care of Mila.
She's got friends.
First.
Yeah, she's got friends now. She's a socialite.
Okay,
Yeah.
Those two harlots, those two girls are bad news.
I told you, Patrick.
That's what Jovi said. Jovi said, "Oh, they're a bad influence on you."
Jovi, you don't need to be a fan of Jovi. All you need to know is that those two girls are bad news. If like my daughter brought them home, like say they're in high school and brought them home as friends, I'd be like, "There's no way you're ever hanging out with those little two demons ever again because they're trouble."
Yep.
I mean, what was her name? Wait.
I got him. I wrote him down. You got him? It's Adele.
I have it. Symphony.
And Symphony.
Spelled with a C. Like,
yep.
That's not the biggest bullshit name you've ever heard. Symphony with a C. Cymphony. Symphony.
That's as bad as mahogany.
At least mahogany is like a name. Like you hear it here in this. Symphony with a C.
Yep.
And the other friend's name was Adele. Those girls are bad news. Like,
yep.
I mean, but what were they really wrong about? I mean, realistically, what were they wrong about? She is more attractive than Jovi. She does deserve to have a chance to go out. Jovi.
They're pretty much undermining her marriage. Like they're trying to get her to. You're trying to split her up from her husband. Well, you're like, what are they doing that's so wrong? Look what they're putting in her head, Maria.
I'm just saying, putting in her head. I mean, it sounds like Jovi put some of this stuff in their head. It sounds like what did they say? They said there was one time.
God. If Cody had friends that he went out with, and they were like, "John's no good for you. You could do better. Like you could get any." You think I'd let him go out with them ever again? Or like I wouldn't go and beat the shit out of them? Like
you're out of his league.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but Jovi.
Listen, we all know that Yara is like runway beautiful. Yara is beautiful. Gorgeous. She is.
What did he do, Maria? He got a babysitter and came and hang out with them.
Right. Instead of staying and watching, he went and got a babysitter. He called up his mom because he wanted to go out too, and that didn't sit well with them. And then he also tracks her on her phone. He tracks her on her phone. Jovi tracks where she's at on her phone.
I have a problem with that.
And then he criticizes her body.
So bad? Why is it
so
bad? Are you
serious?
Her? Because she is beautiful. God forbid, what if something happens to her somewhere? Like,
if that's why he was doing it, that wasn't why. He's like, he texts her, "Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?" He's not like, "Did you get kidnapped?" No, that's not what he's
Maybe
asking.
he's asking why
Well,
she's
yeah,
at these
I was gonna
places
ask her,
because
did you
they're
get kidnapped?
dangerous
And she didn't
places for
answer
her
it.
to be as a very attractive woman.
That's how I saw it. Like, and I would like she's new here, and New
Yeah.
Orleans is not like the most crime free of cities.
Yeah.
Like, and I would want to be able to see where she's at all times, just because I'm worried about her, because I
Right.
can't protect her, not because I'm worried about like any type of, infidelity or something like that.
But she has no car. Where does he think she's going to go? She's walked to the grocery store or she's at CVS. I mean, like, chill out, bro. Relax.
I don't know,
I don't
because
know.
she just met Sodom and Gomorrah at the club, and
Yeah.
she's already
But
trying to like make
she
them
told
like
him
her.
where she was going.
Yeah.
She told him. Just believe her. Just believe her. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I
I'm
only
sure
turn on.
he did believe her, but he just didn't like the influences that she was hanging out with. And I don't blame him one bit for it.
I don't. Yeah, like I'm on Jovi's side with this one. Like I can't believe you're not, Maria. Like, what are they doing that's so
Because
wrong? You
Jovi
can do
is
better
the
than Jovi.
same.
You're prettier than Jovi. He's ugly. Like he's like like
Yeah, you're out of his. He's out of his.
you're
league.
out of his league. Like,
We
if
need to get you
anybody
some
ever said that to
surgery.
Cody, I don't care how long I've known you. Like, you be on the launch pad so fast. Ask Home Depot Jen how that worked out for her. Just to give you an
I'm
idea.
just saying that Jovi's clearly throwing out red flags, and those girls have her back because he is putting her down, keeping her self-esteem low, and those girls are pumping her up. They're like, if this doesn't work out, come to us. We've got your back. We will give you somewhere to stay.
Look
He
at
should stop
Sarah
complaining
G's
about
comment.
your boobs. He shouldn't complain about your boobs unless he's going to pay for new boobs. I mean, it is very rude to complain about your wife's boobs.
Especially after
Unacceptable.
childbirth.
But okay, Maria, hit your like on and off thing again.
Oh, okay.
Look
Pepperonis
at
and
Sarah
trash
Z's
bags.
comment.
Pepperonis and trash bags.
But we don't know if Jovi said that. And like, listen, I'm not against Yara either. I know people that think like I'm
No.
against Yara.
But she deserves better friends than that.
I believe so, and I believe these are just fans from the show. Like super fan Kim. Like, listen, look how easy it is to get on the show, friend or fiance. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
look at what it takes these days.
Didn't they make a movie about these
Kim in a
girls a
minute.
couple years ago?
Wait, what?
Didn't they make a movie about these girls about 10, 15 years ago?
What, Girls Gone Wild?
No, Mean Girls.
Oh, I wouldn't even. That's an insult to Mean Girls and the great writing of Tina Fey, Mr. Patrick. These girls are just like they're everything about them was disingenuous. Like, from what they were saying, their facial expressions, their jokes. Like, no one talks like that.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
It was so ham. Like, I just wanted to throw like ham at the screen when they were on. Like, it was just so bad. And I didn't found anything genuine or credible or nice or.
No.
And I think they're on it just to be on the show and keep that going. And I can't. I'm on Jovi's side. I would not want friends like that around my wife, my new wife. Like, you're newlyweds and you're both young. It's not like you can't move on. You're in your 20s and early 30s. Life's not over. So.
I don't like him tracking her. I agree with Maria there. That just doesn't sit well with me. If he was doing it for safety reasons, fine, but I'm not convinced that's why he does it.
If he's doing it like Jasmine, it's wrong.
Then it's wrong.
If Jovi's calling Yara when she's at McDonald's and asking, to speak to the attendant and what he's ordering, then that's wrong. And is Jovi probably doing it a little bit on both ends? Probably, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. But did what Symphony with a C and Adele have credence like that? Like, she's out of his league, and and she can do, not that Jovi's a good looking guy, but Yara is just like, just a little bit higher, So I'm sure Jovi already knows all that, and maybe maybe he's self-conscious and maybe he doesn't want to see where she's at all times because
And maybe he feels the energy coming off of her friends and knows that they're up to no good.
Yeah.
Symbol with a C.
Maybe.
Symbol and with a
Maybe.
C and Adele are up to no
Yep.
good. Like those
Yep,
girls are like
exactly.
the two antichrists. I swear to God.
Yep.
I think they're gonna be like on the next season of American Horror Story in some
Probably.
fashion. Those girls are bad.
My husband's holding up
news.
signs to me asking if he can make a grilled cheese. So he doesn't.
Yes.
You know, you can just mute yourself real quick and answer them.
Yeah. No. The sign was cute though. I liked the sign.
Like tomatoes on it, like for sides, because that would have been
Ooh.
like. Do you want anything? Like Cody made grilled cheese last night with bacon and tomato.
Oh.
Yeah, he just loves the air fryer. I mean, he puts. Thank you, Maggie. All
Me
right,
and
so
Cody are going to have to trade air fryer recipes. I
Symphony
made
with
some
a
really
C.
good salmon burgers for dinner. They were really good.
Is that her real name, Symphony? With
I
a C?
doubt it. I don't think so.
It's her stage name, John. Come on.
Oh.
Is there anything else that we need to mention about Jovi and Yara?
You know what? I also did not like when she was going out that Jovi referred to being stuck with the baby. I didn't like stuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Bad word.
it's like just bond with her. Have your time. You don't have to. You can't. You can bond with your child without your wife also being there. So I didn't like when he said stuck. That
Unless
rubbed me the
it's
wrong
been
way.
a continuous everyday thing for the whole time he's been home, then I would understand him saying it that
I
way.
kind of think
Yeah.
that it is though, because
And
the way
I
like
don't know.
the energy that was put off, it seemed like he's been home and Yara's been going out every night, which
Yeah.
you know. And then he goes, "Well, when do I get to go out with you?" Or you know, and she goes, "Well, I
He
was
just
pregnant
he just wants to
with
spend
Mila,
time
and
with
then you
her.
have to tack on the time that we were alone, and after I do all that time, then you can come out with me again." So I kind of feel like it's been Yara, just
Yeah.
kind of going out every
No,
night, just based on
she
that.
does.
So.
She does need to foster a better relationship with him. You can tell that they definitely are having some problems. But him criticizing her boobs is not helping anything. If you want some intimacy in your relationship, don't say mean things about your wife's boobs because she's not going to show them to you then.
Well, she did say that she would want to get a boob job, and then she would feel better about being intimate again with him. But so Symphony with a C and Gomorrah want to already take her on a girls trip without like any men. I mean, like
that's the way girls trips are.
Next week on Below Deck.
Woo! Oh my gosh, it would be so good if they were on Below Deck.
That'd be hilarious.
Wait for it. I could see Yara in a steward uniform, like being like second steward at Mad. Can't you? Like I could totally see Yara on Below Deck, like Mediterranean.
Yep.
It's the TLC Bravo crossover we've all been waiting for.
Bring it.
And the last thing about Jovi and Yara is that he had said, which is pretty powerful, that if Milo wasn't around, they'd be divorced.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
she probably would have left.
Bad for going out and having fun without it, like, because here's how like my marriage works, and I don't have kids. How me and Cody have always been, like, we've always gone, like, we're weird though, I know we are, because like we've always gone everywhere together. We have the same friends. Me and Cody have never hung out with friends without each other. I don't know. I know it's because usually you have like my ex before that, I had friends that I couldn't wait to get away from them. So but like me and Cody are different. Is she like okay for wanting to go out and having fun with, or is Jovi being?
If it's every day, no.
Right.
But yeah, she should have a good Friday night with her girlfriends. What's the problem?
I agree. Yeah, as long as it's not an everyday thing, and she's making a habit of it, they got to make time for each other, or this just isn't going to work.
Yep.
Okay.
And as long as she's not staying out until the sun comes up, I mean, that's
Well,
just
then he
that's a
also
little
said, "Can you come
excessive.
home at a reasonable
Yeah.
hour this time?" Like, oh,
Yeah.
I roll.
and
Yeah.
like
I roll.
Jovi's 31, right? So a reasonable hour for a 31-year-old is like what, like 2, 3, 4? Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 12:15.
Like now, like reasonable hour for
1.
me is like, are you gonna be home by 9? Like, but that was, it seemed to me like she's been kind of.
Yeah, but we know that Jovi, whenever he's out, he does it on another level, right?
Yeah, no,
So
that's true
this is
too.
just him sitting on the other side of it and experiencing the other side, and he doesn't
Yeah,
like
well,
it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and like and again, like I like Yara. I'm just trying to put this open
Yeah,
for
of
discussion
course.
a little bit
Yeah.
before then. But Yara did comment about it last night in her story, so let's hear what she said. Let's make this more interactive.
I just finished to watch this episode. Oh my goodness, I see how much happier was there and how much the thing which bothered me was absolutely stupidest thing, because no longer after that night out, this news was talking that maybe Russia will attack Ukraine, but I was never believing that. Nobody believes, to be honest. But no longer after that night, my friends was calling me and telling me that Russia attacked Ukraine. And you will be able to see that everything just happened.
I was more about like Russia and Ukraine, but that wasn't really what last night's episode was about.
No, in the future, it will be though.
So hard, guys.
But she did say she was watching last night's episode and she looked so much more happier back then. Did I hear that the right way?
That's what it sounded like.
I mean, there's still a war going on in Ukraine, so maybe that's
Right.
quite devastating to her on a regular basis. Do you need these Cheetos? What do you need?
Oh, maybe she was looking at the episode and saying she was happy at that stage, not because of like whatever that was, but because there was no war. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's move on from them because we're already at 22 minutes. Okay, who do you want to do next? You get boring Bilal and Shaeeda out of the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can zoom through them.
Let's zoom through them real quick. So Bilal and Shaeeda, last minute replacements for Memphis and Hamza, which nobody wanted to see either. I mean, like they should have just. But here we are. Okay. Yep. Now they've been married.
But the opening was really cute, though, right? For them,
yeah,
in the snow.
It was the first time her being in snow, and she loved it. And let me tell you what, anybody that loves snow is crazy. I hate snow.
Well,
did not know where you were going with that.
And he never been north like before, but he met me. So the first winter we were here, we were actually bartending at a restaurant, and it started snowing. And I looked at my manager, and we had a full house. It was a Friday night, and I'm like, "This is the first time Cody's ever seen." And it was snowing, And I'm like, the first time he's ever seen snow.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can we go outside?" And she's like, "Hell yeah!" And like, the whole restaurant went outside. Remember that, babe? Oh, he's sleeping. And
now the first.
My lives are so interactive. They keep my husband. Hi, welcome back.
That's not going to keep him.
Oh, I have other tools.
Get the whistle.
Cody, remember when we were at Boulder and your first snow?
Yeah.
And we all
Barbie gets 6 months of snow. Oh, that's too much snow.
Anywho, the whole restaurant went outside. It was a moment. He's sleeping. No, you idiot.
Yes, you did.
That was the second time.
No, that was still the
I
first
usually get 4 to 5 months of snow.
Oof.
I did whitewash him because my friend Lori was like, whitewash him. And like he didn't know snow lingo. So I'm like, okay. So I just took the big old thing and I clumped of snow and I just put it all over his face.
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
pushed me down in the snow and then he made me eat the snow.
I may have pushed him down first. We had just got
Fine.
dessert. He
Lip
was fine.
bleeding and he still
Will
made me
you
eat the
stop?
snow.
Kind of what Bilal did, right?
Yeah.
Bilal kind of shoved some snow in her
Pushed me
face.
down, I couldn't get up, and then you made me eat
Like
the
we were
snow.
all in like
I
jackets like
was
this. Like we walked like this with the thickness of our jackets. Like it was so cold and miserable outside. Like if you fell, you just kind of bounced. Like that's like how much padding you had on.
Wow.
All right, so Bilal. Okay, so yeah, they were doing the Snow Angels. That was cute. And I didn't watch the rest the latter half of the season. So I didn't know about the prenup and how like Shaeeda, which I had to be very clear on, Shaeeda forced her to sign the prenup.
Yep. For pretty much.
Yeah, she forced it upon her, and these my kids, and she gave her a whole spiel that didn't sit well.
That's ballsy. Hi. Could you imagine like the ex-wife like coming to your house, knocking on your door with a film crew there, I guess, and being like, "Hi, sign this prenup." Like I'm worried about my kids.
Nope.
And can we talk about the prenup and these two clauses? Like, so like the clause saying that like Bilal must give her a child before she's 40. What does that mean? Like, does that mean like if there's no child, by 40, that the prenup is null and void, and then Shaeeda can take everything? Is that like what that means?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
It all depends. That's a clause. So like, and she wouldn't sign it. So what does that mean?
Because I think in the tell-all, Sean had asked them about it. And she was like, well, I would love for it to happen, but if it doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, because she asked her if something happens, does it trigger like an additional percentage to you? Or and Shaeeda just was like, no, it'd be just not like Sophie said, it'd be nice for it to happen, but
yeah.
I don't know, Rita. I knew that Memphis and Hamza were filming. So if they didn't it was weird. They never got announced with the rest of the cast, which is the first time that's ever happened. They've never added a late entry, so they definitely replaced somebody. So I think that Memphis and Hamas were originally slated, and then obviously they dropped them. In my head, I think, at least, anyways, and that's why they added Bilal and Shaeeda. So that's a weird clause. I want to know more about that clause. Is that public record? I want to know about that baby clause because it feels like something Dwight Schrute would write up.
It's a great question.
Well, it's just that her biological clock is ticking, right? Bilal can go on forever. She can't. So, she just wants him to. That is adorable.
That's great. And what
he's my favorite. I love him so much. But it feels like something Dwight would say, his contract with Angela. Like,
if you do not give me a baby by this day,
our 5 dates must commune with the child and that thing, something like that. So I'm dying to know what that clause is. What if the baby isn't his? Rita says.
Oh, I mean, that'd be really bad.
Isn't Hamza's, and that's why they stopped filming. Oh, well, Rita seems to be onto something here.
Yeah. I know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any indication of that, but that is curious.
But she did get pregnant real quick, didn't she?
Right off the bat.
Like, it was like the first night they were for a segue, wasn't it?
So did Devin.
Night they were there, and she had to sneak in, or he had to sneak into the room, and do the boom boom,
and then wasn't happy.
And the next day, Memphis, Allah, don't drink your juice in the hood. Remember that show? And they had sex, and 3 seconds later, she's like, I'm pregnant. Because it seemed to be it happened that fast. The next episode, she's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Hamza's still posting pictures of him with the baby, so I don't think that that's what it is. I bet that Memphis just threw a fit and said, I'm done. I won't film anymore. And they just didn't have enough. I don't know though.
I'm sure they had enough with all this stuff what Memphis and Hamza's sister and Hamza were posting. That was a lot.
Yeah.
The sister was going at him hard, and CLC don't like messy, and that was getting real messy.
Real messy.
Like, can someone pay for my root canal? I'm homeless on the street. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not. I might be paraphrasing a bit, but
wait, was there really a root canal? I don't remember the root canal.
Money for the dentist bill. He needed.
How did I miss that?
It was God. Right after like their tell-all, when it was getting really messy between the two of them, and like he was like, I have I'm in pain. I have no teeth, or I have teeth. I need dental work, and like yeah.
Why wasn't she covering it? She was still required to. They're not divorced. She should still have him on her insurance.
I don't know. Did they ever get married?
It's a good point, because if they got married over there, it wouldn't count over here.
You know,
Great
like
Yeah, but
Lisa
you don't
always
have to
says-
present
Lisa
a
always
marriage
says-
license. You
Baby
just have
girl
to put them
Lisa
on your.
says because they didn't get married there, that her marriage is not legal
But
here.
he's here, right? Still. So they would have had to have gotten married for him to still be here.
Exactly. They have accepted the marriage
Oh,
as
no, he's
legal
here.
if he got here.
Poor guy's like walking around Chicago with like
I
a
know.
toothache and no place to sleep. And he's been posting about it.
His posts are just him, posing. Let me take a couple of steps and look at the camera. Now let me do it backwards. That's
I kind of feel like he should probably just go home.
He's got a baby. He's got a baby.
Well, according to Rita, that
Homeless in Chicago is no fun.
No.
With a toothache? Come on.
Well, especially in the cold.
In the cold.
So
I bet he doesn't have a toothache anymore. One would hope he's gotten that worked out.
Really? By now.
Oh my God! But you don't drink your juice in the hood. I think it was like Shawn Wayans has sex with a girl, and like 3 seconds later she's like, "I'm pregnant."
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, and he's like, "How do you know?" She's like, "Damn fool! I had 6 other ones. Like I know what it's like. I know what I am when I'm pregnant." And it was like it reminded me of that because like it was like shit. They had sex the first night. The mom had a fit, and then it was like 2 episodes later. She's like, "I'm pregnant." Okay.
Devin, right? Ji-hoon
Devin
got the job
pregnant.
done with his oversized condoms that didn't fit his business.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's Hamza's or not or anybody else's. Nobody does, but I guess it, 2 of them. But it would make sense to me if we're speculating. Hey, Gina Marie, it would make sense if we were speculating if it wasn't, hers, because she did kind of find out real quick, and it did kind of happen real fast. And yeah, we all know it only takes one time to get somebody pregnant.
Yeah, but
it's not like Memphis was like,
not spending the night at her ex's
well,
house
not like,
before she left.
a ripe pregnancy age, it wasn't like, she wasn't in like that thing where you get pregnant like by blinking, I look at you get pregnant, she was at a, an age where it's,
Takes a little longer.
yeah. And that's just science. Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag science. Hashtag the more you know.
Not that old.
Well, isn't she like 35?
She's getting up there.
I don't know if
Closer
she's
to
quite
40,
that
I
old.
think.
No, I don't think she's quite that old.
I
But
think she
she's
was, like,
already had 2
35.
kids. If you've already had kids, it's a lot easier to get pregnant again. So,
All right. Well, anywho, Memphis and Hamza are not on the show, and now we're stuck with
Very
Bilal
true.
and Shaeeda. Maybe or not maybe because of them. I don't know. So, back to boring Bilal.
Memphis is 34.
Okay, so, she's not like, 22.
Right.
No.
And I would be less suspicious if she was not spending the night at her ex's house before she left to go see Hamza.
Sure. Yeah.
can't argue with your logic
I
there.
would be less suspicious.
It wasn't just like one day, it was like for like a while.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
She didn't bring a sleeping bag, just saying. It was fun fact about me, I have never owned or slept in a sleeping bag.
No
Wow.
way.
Is that a fun fact?
That is a fun fact about me.
Well, John, you need to make it happen.
Never had a sleeping bag and never slept in one.
All right,
I
somebody
missed
go
out
find
that whole part of my youth. What?
John a Care Bear's sleeping bag, send it to him, and you
Oh,
better
my
sleep
Oh,
in
I
it.
would love that.
Yes.
Oh my God, we found Care Bear roller skates the other day, and I'm like, if those can only fit my feet, I would like be like Tootie and like wear roller skates all day long, all the
You can
time, and just roll my ass around.
you can be
Like,
like Bilal.
yes, exactly. Or Kyle
Wow.
Richards from Beverly Hills, but none of you watch Housewives, so you won't get that joke. Anywho, all right, so so they're going to meet the wife, and
Yes.
Shaeeda wants an apology because she doesn't want any of that baby mama drama, as she is now the wife, not the second wife, but the wife,
The wife.
and wants to be respected. Thoughts?
She deserves it. I mean, so this is just carrying over from the season where she felt disrespected by the ex-wife. So she's just looking to get that. I don't think she will. The ex-wife, even on the second part of the tell-all, really wasn't into that. So we'll see where that goes. But I could see that being a big fireworks storyline the whole season.
Yeah.
You do think she deserves an apology, though? You do feel like she disrespected her in her own house, kind of a situation?
Uh, it's a good point. I just somebody coming over and demanding a prenup like that should be between me and my soon-to-be, husband.
And she looked at it like, I have been here. My kids have been here. We deserve to have our part of his, whatever protected. So you need to do this prenup. Am I
Let me tell
right?
you something. If Cody's ex came to my door and like demanding that of me, would go as well as Symphony with a C and Gomorrah telling my husband to leave me because
I totally
he can do
agree.
better. It would be the same effect. I'm
I
telling you
totally
right
agree.
now. Like,
Anything that was the ex-wife's, she should have made sure she got it in the divorce.
Yep.
Period.
Nope.
Cut
I
off.
would make sure that
And
Symphony
not
C and
not in the
Adele
prenup.
and Gamora and the ex-wife all went to stepping because I would not be okay with that. No, that's
No,
embarrassing.
it is.
That's humiliating. Like you're like the new wife, and then that's her. Like she might as well just piss all over her face. I mean, like that's her wanting, to show dominance, and I'm the first wife. That's why she said
Yep.
I'm not the second wife. I'm
I
the
am
wife
the
because
wife.
she's
And
the
I,
bearer
Right.
of the
I agree
children.
with what April Rain said in the comments. She should have gone to Bilal and had that conversation, not Shaeeda.
Yeah, yeah.
That's who it was between their marriage. Sorry.
So I
Yeah.
can't be mad with Shaeeda, and then Bilal is calling Shaeeda Shahida, and she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Get your heaters right, get your facts straight." Uh,
Oh, that's funny. I mean, I think, like, I understand the weird position that Bilal's in. He wants to have a nice, peaceful relationship with his
get on and
ex-wife
off, Maria.
like, uh, like, I understand Bilal wanting to have, a peaceful relationship with his ex-wife
Yep.
and him not wanting to rock the boat here. But I do feel like he's putting it all on Shida to be the one to make peace. Like, just roll with it. Just be okay. Just have good intentions. What would a good Islamic woman do? Like, he's really putting it on her as if she's the one that's causing the problem, but gently. And I don't know. I hope that doesn't turn into a bigger problem.
I
I
agree
mean,
with you,
I
Marie.
guess this has to be the storyline because they're so boring that I don't know how anybody could take them.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be somewhat interesting because, and you see for next week the ex-wife Shahida is like, I'm not apologizing to her. I didn't do anything wrong. You did though, unless either Bilal or the show or production put her up to it, because the show will be like, hey, here's an extra $1,000. Why don't you do this? I
Yeah.
mean, like that's Kalini said it, Ashley said it, like cast members, production will kind of float you some money to
Mhm.
make some a little saucier. All right. But I'm taking everything, like I said, at face value. And blindly believing the show. So we'll
This
see
is
how
the story.
how
Yep.
that works.
Yep. This is the story they handed us to judge, right?
Yeah.
This is what they gave us.
Right.
This is what we have to pretend to believe.
Yeah, good point.
All right, we have to move on.
Oh, we're doing great.
Lord. Okay, Jovi's done. Um, Libby and Andrei.
Oh, okay. Libby and Andrei. Don't need this yet.
Libby, the new professional singer.
Oh yeah.
Libby,
Okay.
Libby is an actress, by the way. If you didn't know it, she starred in some type of Christian horror movie. I'm
Mhm.
not even being a dick. It really
No,
happened.
she did, and there was something else too, wasn't there?
She was like in like one episode of like Homeland as like register clerk #1, and then she was like the star of like some like Christian horror movie because probably somebody ate a cheeseburger and they were like going to be sentenced to death. Because if you know anything about Libby's mom and what I posted about her last summer, Libby don't like the gays.
Nope.
Libby's mom doesn't like the gays.
Rainbows are for Jesus.
Yes.
That's it.
Gays fuck the rainbows. The rainbows are for Jesus.
You
And
can't
you guys
steal
remember,
them from us.
I went after Libby's mom. Like
I remember.
I was like, okay, if rainbows are for Jesus, don't forget that like your daughter had like a tampon string hanging out of her like nether regions when on a porn site that she's part of because
Exactly.
Jesus loves that too.
Didn't all her daughters have something on that site?
Yes.
So
her perfect
And the
family,
daughter-in-law as well.
and the daughter.
Badass.
There you go.
All the kids who've been arrested for like I think each one of them, sans Libby, has been arrested for a cocaine charge. Again, not exaggerating. I think that's
for real.
even like Daddy Chuck. I'm pretty sure they've all had mug shots. But Libby wants to be a singer, and good for her.
Maybe.
I say chase that dream.
There you go. It has to be better than what she's doing now.
I mean, but does she want to be a singer, or does she just like singing? And Andrei is like, "You will be a singer now," because he came in real hot. He came in real hot.
You're going to be a singer, and you're going to have a second child.
Exactly.
Well, I guess the latter. I guess she didn't become a singer because who's pregnant?
Right.
So did he build this studio like Joe Gorga built Melissa a studio in the basement? Or like, is the studio there? In New
so.
Casa de Andrei? Did he build her the studio?
I think they were just going to take a big closet and turn it into a studio. I think
put a microphone somewhere. He said, "Yeah,
soundproof it." Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you think she sings?
I don't know.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
Is she gonna be like Amy Grant, like who's like baby, baby, and then go into Christian like rock, like
that being her thing.
Like, is she gonna be like the Florida Amy Grant, like Tampa's Amy Grant?
There you go.
That's how I kind of see Libby's music career going. Like, just maybe she could sing like in a choir, because does anybody think that Libby's going to be the next like Mariah Carey?
No.
Whitney Houston?
No.
Okay. I don't care how good she sings. I mean, I'm going to just assume she can sing, but I don't care how good it is. She's not the whole package that would make you want to buy an album from her. But I bet she would be great doing like local jingles for,
there you go.
I'm going to pull up her IMDb
electronics.
page. Elizabeth Potts.
Well, it's interesting because her two sisters, they're out and about in Tampa all the time.
Are they?
No, they go to the hot spots in Tampa.
Oh my God, Patrick, you're in Tampa. Like, do you like do you go to Publix and like,
bump into him?
Bump into him?
I've seen Jen at hockey games numerous times. Yeah, they're always out. At least Jen and Becky, they're always out at some hot spot on the weekend doing their thing.
I love myself right now because I was joking about Libby's acting career. I didn't know it was so limited. I named 2 of her 3 acting jobs.
What was the other?
2 of 3. Be Still and Know. Now that's the Catholic horror or a Christian horror film that she was in.
Okay.
A unique family. Even the fucking description's boring. A unique family-friendly suspense film following 4 young women that venture to a rustic cabin to retreat and reconnect after years of being apart.
Okay. Where's the
It's
rest of the story?
popcorn. That's it.
That's a setting. That's not a
It's
story.
IMDb right there. And that was 2019. So Libby also starred in Secrets of the Snow. That was in 2012, not rated. She played Lynn Bolton. And there was not one person I've ever heard of in there.
Nope.
My Gardner's in that there. And then she played one episode, and I was making fun of it, and I was right. She played a cashier. Not even a
Homeland.
cashier
Homeland.
in one episode of Homeland, and there you go. How she doesn't have like the EGOT by now, I don't know. But
What was the third?
it was the Secrets, the non-rated one, Secrets in the Snow. That was in 2012.
Hmm.
It looks like
What
I
it
think it's
is.
someone's like college movie or something like that.
Okay.
Cool.
And now she's gonna style us with her singing, and
From the way her sisters and her mom reacted to it, it's like she's a good singer. It's like, oh, okay, let's do this. Like
yeah, they're like, you're revisiting your singing career, like,
Oh my
like
god.
move over, Lady Gaga. Libby's
that's how they
back.
acted. Yeah,
Boy.
we'll see.
Oh my god, I had to call mom. Mom, Libby is gonna be like singing again, like alert the presses, like it's happening.
Amazing.
But hey, your brother still has a drinking problem that you're going to ignore.
Hey, oh. Also, Becky's ovulating.
And then,
There
oh,
you
God,
go.
yeah. Oh, thanks.
And the mom's like, I see you're drinking, so no, baby. And she's like, well, I'm ovulating.
We're trying.
Oh my god. So let's see. Blah blah blah. Libby is going to sing. Oh, so they're not talking to Charlie because it took Libby 5 minutes to say the family business.
No.
So Charlie's out of the family business, guys.
Gone.
Super serious.
Family business.
He's just doing tons of coke and drinking over at his house.
Hey.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And his wife is just, showing the food on Instagram
and she's showing her taint on OnlyFans.
There you go.
There you go. See, they got it covered across.
Full circle. Yeah.
I can vouch for the food looking very good.
It does.
Well, I don't know if they're showing like literal taints, but they all have OnlyFans, so I'm assuming
I feel like taints are sacred.
Let my imagination go.
maybe it's tasteful taints. Maybe it's like maybe it's like a picture of like her taint, like with an apple next to it. Like something artistic.
Ooh.
Preferably no strings.
Strings. Yikes.
Or maybe a flower.
Something like Rembrandt would draw.
Tasteful.
It's all about the artism.
It's beautiful. Artistry.
Artistry. There we go. Thank you, Maria.
Artism. That's great.
I need to fix a new word, artism. News at 11.
Terrible.
So moving on. So now the sisters go out with Race's mom because it's her, for lunch. It's her birthday. It's the first time they've had done anything with the family since the family barbecue went south. It's always the family barbecue. Now we're at a family lunch and the family boat ride and the family slide. So now they're at a family lunch.
There was a monsoon at the family lunch.
Yep.
That was the best part.
Out of nowhere.
The best part.
Well, that does happen in Florida. Like
It
we live in Florida, and like it'd be great, and then like boom, rain, and you have no warning.
Yep.
Libby said it usually sprinkles to give us some warning.
And like the floods open up, and like it's like 10 minutes, like the hardest rain you'll ever see, and then it just stops and then clears up, and then that's it.
Yep.
Do you think they thought they were all going to melt? Like, are they witches?
Right.
Like, what's the concern? It's just some rain. It's okay. You're going to be okay. You don't have to scream.
Fun fact about the family: Jen's ex-husband is the #1 radio guy in the Tampa area.
Yeah, he's a DJ, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
He's Orlando and the Freak Show. It's
Is it me, or is like Libby looking like a little tired?
Yeah.
You know,
I think where she's
on Prey every day, I'd be tired too.
yeah, I think where she's pregnant, she can't get Botox anymore.
But is
so
she pregnant here in these
I think
episodes?
so.
Oh, they haven't said it yet, though. They haven't mentioned it.
I think so. Because when Andrei mentioned the second baby, Libby was like shut up. Like she's already
Oh, that's not the way I interpreted it, but that's an
Mhm.
interesting take.
That's
I
how
thought she
I
was.
actually. That's how I actually kind of saw it.
Oh, I thought she was saying, "Stop making plans for me. Stop trying to run my life." But that's
Right.
an interesting way to
that
look at it.
But I think she was already pregnant and was afraid Andrei was just going to let it all out before she had time to sit down with her dad and be like, "Hey,
So
Yeah.
the
you got
scene
another
was
you got
just
another
a
mouth to
smoke and
feed,
mirrors.
Dad."
Yeah. So I bet you they concocted this whole idea. Let's say you're going to go back to singing, and then that you're going to no. Listen. Let's say you're going to go back to singing, and then Dad will worry about you leaving the family business, and and then when you say you're just pregnant with the second baby and you're going to stay here, he'll be happy, and
Yeah.
that's a good workaround.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Because nobody likes when Papa Pothead starts crying. Nobody likes that.
Nobody wants to see Chucky, good old Chucky Potash crying.
No.
Nope.
He doesn't want to see his family ripped apart. So I bet you that's how they played it. Just say like, "Oh, we're gonna do singing, and I'm gonna build her a studio." And if that doesn't work because we know it's going to, oh, we'll have a second baby. Meanwhile, they were pregnant the whole time.
Yep.
And they use that as like a diversion.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's a great point.
I bet you 2 episodes from now, the cat's out of the bag and she's pregnant.
Because she looks tired. I was talking to her, I'm like, she doesn't look like.
No.
She looked tired, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like if it's the constant fighting with the family or the family business or Charlie or Chucky or Andrei.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's trying to find like the right pitch for a perfect C note. I don't know, but she looks a little tired. So
I agree.
Maybe at the tail
and maybe it's the jealousy that her sisters have because they bought this new
house.
Yeah.
Why would they be jealous? It was a nice house, but I think that the sisters have nicer houses, don't
Yeah,
they?
it wasn't like some mansion up on a hill.
Right.
It was a nice house, a beautiful house, but on a suburban street where all the houses look like that. It wasn't like they, and I'm from the suburbs. I'm not trying to, it was a beautiful home, but it wasn't like a house. Now your sisters will be jealous of you because we have moat and unicorn. Like, I wasn't seeing
No.
the why they would be jealous.
Yeah. That was weird.
So are we good with them?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you want to talk about Mom and enabling Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as Dr. Now would say, you're an enabler. And she doesn't want to say that her son's a drunk. And I don't know. Who knows if Charlie's a drunk or not? I don't even know if his own sisters can say that, to be honest. It's not like they spend every day together.
No.
Well, they all work together, so maybe they did.
Throw a label out on somebody so quick these days. It's like
very true.
If Charlie can have a beer every day after work, and I wouldn't call him an alcoholic, but he does drink every day. If people want to have wine with their dinner every night, which a lot of people do, I wouldn't call them alcoholics, but he drinks every day. And this is also a TV show. And Charlie, we all know he can't stand Andrei, and he wants to be the better looking one, the more popular one,
the more successful one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Charlie gets kind of a bad. Charlie's a dick. Don't get me wrong either. It's but I feel like they're spinning this on Charlie. Because we all know they all want their own spinoff, like the Family Chantel. So they've been rehearsing for this for 3 seasons now on Happily. So we'll see if that ever happens. But Uh, whatever.
Yep. Mom
Yeah.
wants everybody to be together for her birthday for at least 2
Can't
hours,
they
all in
get
the same
along
room.
one day?
Nope.
No.
No, they can't. Spoiler alert, they cannot.
And that's not so much for her mother to ask for her greedy children just to be nice to each other. You know what, Mom? Don't serve alcohol there. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Like everybody will be normal. You
Good
know, go to IHOP. There's no bar there. Go to a Denny's. They don't serve alcohol. A Friendlies. You know, go to one of those places
Yeah.
where
Cracker
You know.
Barrel somewhere.
Cracker
have your
Barrel
birthday
food.
at a McDonald's, like you're a kid again. Like, cause I've always wanted to have my birthday at a McDonald's, my whole life.
So you think that's where the mom should have her birthday? Is it McDonald's Playland?
That's it.
Listen, they didn't have the playlands back in the '80s when I was a kid. You know, we were lucky if we had like one slide, and that was it. But I loved, you know, the cool kids had their birthday parties at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that's why I only went to one McDonald's birthday party because I was never in with that crew. But like, I did go to the one and it was like magical. I will never forget it. It was like burgers and fries and toys. Oh, man.
I'm
And
hungry.
The
cookies.
best days of my life.
Yeah.
My one McDonald's hamburger. So, like, you know, to circle back, Libby's mom could have it, you know, anywhere. If she wanted one good day for her children to be together, then it shouldn't matter what the venue is.
Yep.
Boom.
Right. I agree.
And how much more fun
Problem
would it be
solved.
if it was at McDonald's and they were like going down a slide or something like that?
What about
Or
like a Chuck E. Cheese where they could be in like the ball pit and they can wrestle each other in the ball
they
pit?
have
That
the
might be
ball
fun.
pits at the McDonald's now. Just saying.
Oh, I feel like they took them all out.
That's
Is
right.
Chuck E. Cheese even still a thing? I think all the ones around
Yes.
here closed.
We have 2 in Tampa.
Look
Hey,
at Addie's
Susie.
comment.
Hey, Ann's. Wait, Addie?
Yep.
I work. Oh my god. Addie worked on the birthday crew at McDonald's.
Yes.
Wait, I worked on the birthday crew. The cakes are thawed out the night before at McDonald's. Okay, and like, do they still do the birthday parties at McDonald's? I'm asking for a friend.
I don't
because
think so.
I don't know.
Not around
Not since
here. They don't.
COVID. I think since COVID, it might be
No
a
more
no-go.
birthdays.
It wouldn't be the same anyway.
No.
Well, like all like the rest, like they all opened up. You could eat at McDonald's here now.
You can here too. But I think it's like gatherings that they're worried about.
You're in a jam-packed like fast food restaurant. If I'm sitting here eating a hamburger next to a stranger eating a hamburger, it's not gonna make any difference if I know you or not.
Exactly.
You know? It's
Hey,
like the
I
same
agree with
thing.
you 100%.
It's a human being occupying space in close proximity to somebody else. It's
You'll be okay. But hey,
but I mean,
you're right.
I don't know. I've always wanted to have my birthday.
But yes, Addie worked at the McDonald's birthday party crew.
Addie, we're gonna have to do a separate live about that and
Yeah.
really get into like
The
that
ins and outs of everything.
because
Yeah.
God,
Oh, she says no more parties. Her son works at one.
Oh,
okay, so if
Sadness.
we just like all invaded the McDonald's, like 40 people, and like, you know, took up a bunch of seating and we were all eating, then technically McDonald's really couldn't do anything about it because we're all
No.
customers just having a good
Exactly.
time with maybe some balloons
Yeah.
Exactly.
and a couple of flasks. Here, you know,
Possibly.
I don't know.
Yes.
But we don't want Charlie to have a flask. No flasks.
no, yeah, no,
I'm not talking about Charlie.
We're talking about us.
All right, are we good with them? Did we cover?
I think so.
I think I'm good.
All right, we're at an hour and we still have 2 more couples to go. Dang it!
That's good.
No, it is. I just thought like because we got to do the after show. Don't forget.
Oh, that's fine. We'll be
All right.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Kim?
Look
Kim,
at,
do Kim?
look at Addie's
Yeah, let's do
latest
Kim.
comment. John,
Okay.
look at Addie's latest comment.
It's awesome.
Oh,
I married my manager 30 years ago this September. We met at McDonald's. Oh, Addie, that's so cute. Okay, my one of my
Isn't that
first jobs,
sweet?
if not my first job, I worked at Burger King,
Hmm.
like during the cashier, like when like back in the day, like when they had
The microphone?
Yeah, and like you're like, let me get a Whopper, no tomato, no onion, drag it through the garden. You know, like you don't want no French fries. You know, sub onion rings, and like the whole place like knew your order, like the
Yes.
whole restaurant knew exactly what you were eating. I worked there, and senior year of high school, and I made $4.75 an hour. I had a visor, I thought I was cool. I used to wear like the Big Mac visor, like the
Mhm.
I wore the Burger King visor to high school one night, a senior, and my friends like, get that shit off, like it's for But I did work my Burger King, my little fast food experience. I think it'd be fun now to work there. Just like one day a week, like making burgers. Be like, here's your Big Mac, bam. No, I don't know.
No, I wouldn't do it. No.
I always was cashier though. They tried to put me like making sandwiches one night. Like, let me just tell you, I made one Whopper and they never had me make a sandwich ever again because it was just like coming out the sides of like the wrapper. It was just not good. All right, who are we going to? Oh, Kim. Okay, so not super fan Kim and not singing international singing.
That's how that scene starts.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah,
Let me have a whole conversation while my teeth are getting whitened.
Still not a fan.
It was silly.
Yeah.
She was getting her teeth whitened.
Yeah.
So.
Good for her.
Yep.
Yep, that happened.
And let's talk about what I posted. The evolution of how anybody in the world can be on 90 Day Fiance in less than 1 year. Guys, you're fans of this show, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna sign up for a new tier, the 99 level tier. It's gonna be John, how to get on 90 Day Fiance with John. And it's gonna be a master class on how I can tell you exactly how to get on the show because Kim is one of my graduates, and now look at her, second season in. No,
Nice.
But imagine. Let's just listen to this. What she's proud of.
I was fan, then I became super fan, then I became friend, then I became potential. I'm sure he's gonna notice me like early.
Fan, super fan, friend,
potential.
To watch him shoot his music video, I knew this was like my chance to go from potential girlfriend to girlfriend.
And I knew I can go from potential girlfriend to girlfriend.
She just needed the MacBook Pro and the Xbox.
Yep.
No, a PS5.
PS5 and the MacBook Pro. And
Why
she
is
knew
on
she
this
was golden.
Why are they on?
Because she's likable. There's something about her. You want her to
But
win.
they're not
Hashtag I win.
And they're not happily ever after.
I just feel like that's cheating. I don't know. I don't like it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. They're not happily ever after.
They
have put people on happily, like, that are not like physically together. Like Angela and Michael or whatever. But they're not like Angela and Michael like tied a knot, She was just on the show this year. It wasn't even like we're talking like she was on last year. She was on, what was it, back in February, March, April?
Yep.
That's how long ago it was. And you went from, like you said, a fan to a super fan to a potential to an almost. And now she's on Happily Ever After, like the creme de la creme of 90 Day Fiance spinoffs. Like that's like, that's the big show.
It is.
Happily is the big show. And
I will say they go live together all the time, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes on TikTok. So, I don't know if it's an illusion or if their friendship is just, it feels like they have a real friendship to me. I don't know if I would call it boyfriend, girlfriend, but there's something there.
You do realize we're talking about, we're capping a show about happily married couples living ever after.
Yep.
Yes, I do. She says she might propose to him on her next trip to Nigeria.
And she needs to be on 90 Day Fiance, not happily.
Or before the 90 days.
90 days.
You need to walk her ass back to before and get back on that, which they probably would. They would have kept her on before. They clearly wanted them back on.
Right.
So why you gotta be unhappily? Why can't they go back to before?
I don't get it.
Like Darcy and Jesse were on before for 4 fucking seasons. Like, there's nothing wrong with it,
Right.
and he still weasels his way in.
Yeah, and
He sure
Jesse,
does.
Jesse's probably gonna pop on this live later because Jesse always finds it in somehow. You just say Jesse's name and he appears. There's nothing wrong with being on before. Paul and Karini were on a bunch of times, and Michael and Angela were on like for 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Why do they have to go from before where they need to be on to a show about couples that went through the K1 process on 90 Day Fiance, and now are living their happily ever after lives? Huh?
Yeah.
What? Where is any of that?
We just have to roll with it. This is what they've given us.
Yeah, we have to trust their stories.
Hi, Judy.
I kind of wish. What was their name? I think it was Ellie and the guy from
Johnny?
that place where there was a hurricane. No, not Johnny. The other one. The hurricane.
Victor.
Victor.
Yes, Victor
Like
and Ellie.
he's in the U.S. They're married.
Yeah.
I would like
They
to have
could have
seen
been
how
on happily.
that would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
Oh God! Like you're just. It's like what sight would you like to see, vision or hearing? Like what sense do you want? Like God, why do y'all gotta make it so worse all the time? It's like it's always like the worst 2 things you could pick. It's like who would you rather save, your husband or your child? Like come on, ugh. Anywho,
I would have rather have seen the pregnant one for the 3rd time. Who was that? My brain just drew a blank.
Pregnant for the 3rd time.
Lauren.
Lauren and
yeah.
Alex. I would have rather seen them on happily than Usman and Kimbali.
Lauren and Alex are too normal to be on the show. That's what
I
I have.
know, but I would just like to see inside their life. Their kids are so cute.
You could have thrown the beekeepers on there.
Normal and you're happy. They push you to Pillow Talk for the happy people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where the happy people go. So, you want to stay on the show. You don't want to get exiled to Pillow Talk because, but I guess still being on Pillow Talk is better than not being on the show at all, right?
It's probably less stressful, right? You don't have to really expose your life. You can just talk about other people's.
Yeah.
It's probably nice.
Just show your
Judy's
bedroom.
a new member. Judy says, "Oh my God, you guys are so funny, cynical, and brutally honest. Love it." Nice.
Welcome, Judy.
Thanks, Julie.
Get your seatbelts on, Judy. It's a rough ride from here.
Buckle up.
But thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And we're doing a after show after. So, okay. The whole fake scene. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe this now. So Kim takes her girlfriends out for lunch, and and she tells them that she's planning on proposing to not singing super sensation Usman. She's gonna propose to him, and her friends have an opinion about it. What do you guys think?
Well, she went to her friends for a reason.
They're supposed to have her back? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
No, that she went to them for advice or for something. So, I mean, I would expect my friends to be honest, brutally honest with me.
Okay.
Well,
and
she didn't like that advice.
Like she's trying to make her friends. Like this. Here's what I can't get past. She's trying to make the whole world and her friends seem like they're crazy. And she has to how many times is she gonna do the walk off diva card? Because let me tell you are in no position to pull that card ever.
Yep.
Or at least not yet. But you can't pull. I need a moment. You tried it at the tell all girl. No, you're
didn't
not
work then. It didn't work now.
No. And then you needed to walk away. What, your friends were interrogating you like they should be? Yep. If I had my 2 best friends come over and I told them that garbage, if they didn't say anything to me, I'd be like, you know what? Y'all are my friends. Because
exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Would say you're out of your mind. So if you're saying this is a good idea, John, just like Symphony with a C and the other one, they all be out in their asses.
Yep.
I mean, they brought up a great point. Okay, so this second wife is just going to be there to bear the children. I mean, this isn't Game of Thrones.
In another country that they never see.
Right.
What's
And
the
then,
point?
right. And then he's going to come over here with you and leave the kids there.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Oh, they're not staying with
Yep.
me. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Nonsense.
Yeah, she did say that. She's like, she didn't want them in her house or something. It was like,
Yeah.
Mutual, welcome back.
that's
They're
not
not
cool.
welcome here.
So was Kim right for feeling this the way she felt, but with her
No.
friends? Did she
No.
need that moment to herself?
No.
Is anybody believing this? Well, no. It's true because it's reality. So I can't.
I mean, listen, I when she came back, she kind of acknowledged that she's kind of very defensive about it. She understands where they're coming from. Absolutely. She has a lot of questions that need to be answered too. And so she understands why they're skeptical, but she doesn't like the negativity that people have around her and Usman. You
Yeah.
know, they're entitled to their opinion and she's entitled to her life.
Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
Except she doesn't respect their opinion. She just wants to walk off, do the diva walk.
She
And
had to
again,
clear
I
her
wouldn't
head.
respect anyone's opinion who told me that you're crazy. Like, you know.
Did
'cause
she
that's
call them
what I meant.
crazy? That she did, didn't she?
Mhm.
Like, I, like
Ugh.
none of my, like, I don't know. It's like, you know, and then you see in the previews, like, Kim slapping him again. Like, I feel like she's trying so hard to be like Angela, like, you know, the new Angela. I don't know. They both have Mennonite. I feel like Kim is trying to, like, emulate Angela. I don't know. It's a good vibe.
And they're both on the same show. Go figure.
And don't forget, like, you know, there was that whole hubbub about Usman and Michael hanging out together and Usman putting
Thoughts in his
untrue
head.
things in Michael's head. And, you know, we all saw that play out. So, you know, I also feel like it was like, you know, not shady because production wants the most value, but, you know, I could see like Sharp being like, imagine if we have Angela and Kim on the same set for the tell-all. Like, you know, and Angela always delivers on the tell-all. I mean, I don't know how she can
Yes.
beat last year's. But, you know,
That tell-all
knowing
is gonna be
Angela the
great.
way I do, I know she'll come up with some way to beat that. So I don't know. And we
I
didn't
mean,
get
that's what she said, right? When she
Yeah,
popped
she
onto
can't
that one
wait.
live,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
don't you can't wait. She can't wait. She's got big plans apparently for this tell-all.
and that wasn't filmed yet either. I don't think.
Exactly.
So,
But how
we'll
has she
see.
already got plans? What is she
But-
up? What is she?
It should be a very interesting tell-all. So, all right. So blah 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 blah. Okay. So now Kim's fine with being the first wife because the first wives the first wives.
They get all the pleasure or whatever.
Well, hello, it's the mistress that always gets the jewelry and everything else.
Mhm.
The first wife don't get it. You got to keep the mistress happy because she's the mistress.
Has he
Like,
never seen Sister Wives?
On the
Oh,
same
the
channel.
first wife gets everything. I'm gonna be like I feel like she's like gonna have like a Girl Scouts troop. Like I'll be in charge of everything. I'll write the schedule. Like I'll be like, you know, the HBIC as you know as the first wife.
Yeah.
Like this, and again, I have to like think because like I'm like Kim was in the Navy. She's smart. You know, am
I don't think it was
supposed
the
to
Navy.
She's in the armed services. I don't know what.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
remember which.
Am I supposed to believe that she has just stopped her whole belief system and now she thinks that going there and proposing to him is a good idea when he had the relationship with Zara that she didn't know about, that she had to do her first diva walk off on, and that's all okay. She hasn't been back since, but she's going to go there and engage someone who just got elevated from friend to potential girlfriend. What?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to believe that Kim was a smart woman her whole life, and now she got kicked in the head by a horse, and she should like wear a bucket on her head?
We're all supposed to believe it.
Oh, but
Hey,
it makes
Michelle,
great.
Nancy.
It makes great TV.
She will bend over
Okay.
backwards for Usman. There's no hoop she will not jump through for that man.
God,
For reasons why I don't know.
I don't know.
he's probably going to get a MacBook Air this time and maybe some AirPods. Who knows?
And her
Better get
son,
some
who's very
AirPods.
intelligent, isn't stopping and like saying to his mother, like, "Mom, like, stop," and she's not listening to him. But no, it's okay. She's in love, and we're all going to be here and
Mosquito.
witness it and watch their journey.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
can't wait to see how this plays out.
I got the mosquito. If anybody
we
was
good with
wondering,
that?
I got the mosquito. Yes.
Jesus, even before Kim and Anne's on.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So now we got the best one, right?
Oh well, then Judy, if you don't like Jasmine, you're really in the right place.
I
And
love Jasmine.
I don't listen. I didn't like because we had like her coworkers on who outed her.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
She and I don't hate Jasmine honestly. Like we had our story and it's been
Ran
outed.
with it.
We moved on.
Yep.
Let's see. I had to get to. All right, so Jenny and Sumit, really
The
Yes.
stars of the first episode.
yeah, they really are.
I
I
think
usually
so.
save the stars for last. So Jenny and Sumit. All right, so they're still in Scadia, and I thought, Maria, to your credit, their opening scene with the roller skating
It was cute.
was cute, and I'm like, it was a weird roller skating rink. I'm like, how are they roller skating? But
It was weird.
it looked like they were like in the hillside, but like I didn't understand it, but they had skates on, so I'm like, that's cool.
Did anybody else kind of hold their breath when Jenny fell on her skates?
Yes, I'm very worried about her coccyx.
I kind of
hurts when you
laughed.
fall.
Sorry.
She's not a spring chicken anymore. I mean,
She's not.
She's not. I mean, Jenny's getting the senior coffees from McDonald's now, so it's not like she
I
can
said,
afford. It's not like we
She's
can
okay.
afford to take like a fall.
Hey, she's got to do what she's got to do to get them fat arms thinner.
Poor thing.
Oh.
Oh my god. And like I've been unkind to Jenny in the past, so I'm gonna do my best to turn a new leaf and
well, years have passed.
Yep.
They do seem to be happy now.
Yes. No, they've only been married 2 months, although it may seem like it's been years. They've been married 2 months only. We've been watching them for years.
We have, but I think I'm starting to look at Jenny differently. Maybe because I have seen their relationship evolve into what it is now.
Yep.
And they are married and they do seem happy and whatever, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've always liked her. I've always thought that she's a tough woman, especially being over there where women really aren't looked at as anything. I mean, you're second nature to every man there. She's always stood up for herself, and I appreciate that about her. Unfortunately, it's just not the country for that. People aren't going to change their thousands of years of the way they've done it just because you're going to speak up.
Right.
And I hate that about her because she means well. And just like she was telling him, she just wants to say something. Like, you can't tell me not to say something when I'm a part of this.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
They do look like they love each other, though, in that opening scene. They look like they're giggling. Oh snap!
I was gonna go like this from now on. That way,
I just keep changing it, hoping I'll catch it beforehand. I waited too long. Yeah, they look so happy when they're sitting there, like, we're newlyweds, we're having fun. I'm enjoying married life for now. I mean, it was just really cute. I like seeing that they love each other. They had the best wedding of their season.
Yeah, they did.
And I understand why he's so conflicted about everything because everything is arranged there, and you're taught to respect your parents very much like in Asian culture. You respect the elders, and he wants to respect his family. He wants to respect his parents, but at the same time, he's actually in love with this woman, and he sees her side of it. So I mean, tough spot to be in. I don't envy him one bit, but I just for Jenny's sake, I wish he would stand up for her a little bit more.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
It's like a rewiring of my brain, honestly, because I felt a certain way about
I
Jenny for
know.
like
I know.
ever. And like it's like
And I did at first too.
and like I'm like
You know,
I'm
after everything that came out and everything, and we've got to see them since then and get over all these things and the hurdles and the parents and the arranged marriage and the divorce and him being taken out of their house and
I
all
just felt
these
at times, and I'm
things.
going to be very generous here, that Jenny's been like a little too selfish with like her
In a
demands.
way,
Submit,
yeah.
and like, but it's not Jenny's fault because Submit is like at times, which I'm trying to be nice, has been a little juvenile, which would be good, in his handling of
Yes.
Jenny and
Conflict.
his ex. He had his other wife at the time, that he did get divorced from that
Yep.
Jenny didn't know about. So
Mhm.
Jenny and Sumit probably have been each other's worst enemies, basically, because they're not doing each other any favors.
Yes.
Um,
But
but
hopefully they both have learned. We'll see.
I mean, we see a little bit of Sumit trying to stand up for himself in this episode. So
Yep.
that's
Especially.
something.
Yep. I agree. He did.
well, okay, so it's funny because they had to. So it starts like they're like in a new apartment, like on the other side of town. They still have their old apartment because, God forbid, which one of their friends comes over, or their parents find out that they're married. Because the story is that even though and then Sumit's mom said, Jenny was very clear. She goes, "So we have your blessing to get married," and the mom said, "Well, you don't have our permission, but we're not going to stop you either." It was
Right.
how was it worded like that, right? Like
No, that sounds right.
so pretty much, and I would take that as like, listen, it's not a glowing testimonial, but it's good enough for me because they're saying, yeah, get married, we're not going to support you, but
We're not going
gonna
to
hate
stop you either. So
Yep.
So I was on Jenny's side with that one, and Jenny certainly, put the time in and the effort of, trying to learn the culture. Well, acquiescing, I would say, better than trying to learn and trying to make, Sumit's mom happy and the parents and doing her wifely duties. And, the mom has asked too much of Jenny. The mom.
Oh yeah.
It's funny when the mom points out like things, about her cleaning and all that stuff. Like this episode, she goes,
Get
"What?
the
She's
point.
sweating over making tea?"
Yeah.
And Jenny doesn't deserve that.
No.
It, at the end of the day, it's really Sumit's fault because he's the one that got everybody into this mess.
yeah.
Well, hey, as long as she cleans the corners, she should be good because the mom likes the corners.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys see that tiny leaf blower that Sumit was cleaning with?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't know.
Tiny leaf. Let me clean under the coffee table with a leaf blower. I was like, what is happening here?
That was crazy.
That was so weird. So yeah, the parents are coming for a visit. They're back at their original apartment, and they're going to talk about the fact that they are married. And Sumit asks Jenny to not talk. Right? He's like, just let me do the talking, and she's like, why should I? But also, I just need to know that you're gonna back me up. You're gonna stick up for me. If I'm gonna be quiet, I need to know that you're not going to abandon me for your parents. And I think that was the first time I've ever heard her say it clearly when she said abandoned. Like that's her real issue with all of this and why she's fighting so hard.
Yep. And she should, but over there, it just unfortunately doesn't really have that much of an impact.
No, that mom runs everything.
Yep.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Let's see.
Because she always, threatens that she's going to do something to herself whenever she doesn't get her way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting point because don't you think that Jenny does that a little bit too? Isn't she always like, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to leave? So,
yeah,
maybe,
in a way, yeah, you're right.
So maybe that's why Sumit is attracted to her. They're the same. He
Right.
married his mother.
But they really do love each other. I mean, they clearly do, you
Yeah.
know, and they're putting up with all this stuff from everybody to show it. So I don't doubt their love for each other, which is nice because most of the couples I do. So at least, you know, when with watching them, they actually like, you know, truly care for each other. So the mom comes
What?
over with the
Yep.
family, and was anybody expecting it to go that bad? Because I really wasn't.
I was.
Yeah, I think it was going to go that bad. I thought a
Yeah,
little worse,
yeah.
really.
It's gone worse before, so yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with
But
her.
even though, well, you see the mom giving her blessing, but not giving her blessing. And then at the tell all, the mom's like, oh no, I never said any of that. And is
Right.
a total hateful witch. And then we don't know what to expect because we don't see her anymore till now. So I'm
See, I
kind
wish
of
production
expecting
would
the
be like
worst.
Bravo.
And
Because Jenny, when the mom was like, "Show me the proof, show the proof." If it was a Bravo show, production would have been there rolling it for her. Like,
yeah,
and then you would have seen it. Like, I wish it was like shady.
yeah,
'Cause, you know,
yeah,
she's
yeah, me
good.
too. Yeah.
You know, they should have
Funny.
showed her. I mean, you know
You
that
said
shit was
this.
Yep.
screwed up.
But perfectly imperfect, yeah. Jenny does look good for her age, I do think.
Absolutely.
What
Yep.
the mom calls her 100. You know, the fat arms,
Mhm.
like she can't clean. She's you know, the mom thinks she's pretty much like, you know,
Yeah.
as useless as like, you know, gum on your shoe, which, you know, that can't, you
Because
know.
she can't have babies.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
That's what it
Every
boils down to.
dig. Every dig she can make, she makes it. Like even just when they said, "How are you doing?" and Jenny answered it, you know, in the language that they speak, and they giggled, you know, like she said, "Oh, she's just pushing a button," you know, like she's not really learning. It's like that's more than half of the people do on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
never
I
going to be
mean,
enough.
look at Corey, and I love Corey, but like he's not learning any more Spanish, it seems, you
No.
know. But yeah, I don't know. I felt bad for, you know, that had to have been hard being Jenny and just sitting on that couch, and you knew what they were fighting over, and she can't understand a
Yeah.
word of it.
Mhm.
You know, the mom's like, "I'm done with you over my dead body," blah blah blah, and then she turns and she won't even like look at him anymore. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Shame. It's tough. Tough situation.
And Jenny's sitting there like, "This is all my fault," you know. And
Kind of
Yeah.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she did a good job of getting the conversation where it needed to go, though. You know, Sumit was supposed to be talking, he wasn't.
Saying a word.
She sort of took it over and walked it to where it needed to get to. And then she teed it up for Sumit, and then Sumit, you know, was like, "Well, we are married," you know.
Mhm.
It's
Jenny's
like,
like, you know, "Oh, how about that local sports team?" You know, it was like quiet, you know.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, "You told me to shut up, and now he's sitting there silent, and now I have to lead the conversation with a
Yeah.
bunch of people that hate me."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
give Jenny props for that, you know. And if I were Jenny, I probably wouldn't have wanted to gone either. But you know, Submit was saying, "I need you for support," you know, and it will be a united front if we come together, which are valid points. And she
Yep.
did, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All
And
right,
what
an
did
hour
Mom
and a
say?
half, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
If you ever show your face at my door, I will throw you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was a lot. We'll see. It'll be a
It
fun
wasn't a
season, I
bad
think.
episode. Like, you know, next week we'll see Angela and who else?
Ed and Liz.
Oh, Ed
Yeah.
and Liz.
Ed
Oh.
booed a
can't wait
lot
to
for
see
some
it.
reason.
I can't wait to see Big Ed walk naked across the house. That lit up my
Was he-
boards. I don't know about y'all.
Ah.
So, Cody, I'm going to print out a copy of Ed's face and put it over your head tonight. Okay, so. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna give me like 15 minutes. It's 9:30. I think we're gonna go an hour and a half. Like 9:45, so 15 minutes.
Okay.
We'll do the after show.
Okay.
And that's for people who are at the 90 Day Fiance cast. I'm gonna say associates. 90 Day Fiance, the middle tier and up. There you go. Until I get used to dropping the hags and I keep forgetting that it's different names.
Yeah.
So I will see you guys in 15 minutes. Thanks,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody, wait, 1 second. Everybody, make sure that you like this video. If you haven't, if you've come in
Yes.
late and you're not watching it live, be sure to comment and tell me what an idiot I am for having Yara's friends back.
Okay, well, I'll be the first one to say you're an idiot on that one. And B,
no, but put it in the comments.
I
Put it in the
always forget
comments.
to do this. Please follow, and I should do this in the beginning of every show, which I have to make a mental note. Please make sure you're following all my panelists. Make sure you're following Maria's YouTube channel and her IG, Maria.
Yep, my YouTube channel is Nobody Asked. We'll be going live on Thursday. We're going to talk about the West Memphis 3.
Ooh.
Sophie.
Recovery Talk with Sophie on Instagram and on YouTube. I talk everything recovery.
Patrick.
Adventures with Patrick. I love going on cruises and love sharing my knowledge of it with everybody. So follow me. I've got a cruise in 2 weeks, and I'll be going live from that numerous times.
How new that game was just this? So I'm like, oh, okay. Which one do I pick from?
Well, make sure you subscribe to John. Hit the like button. Hit the
I'm like, where's
bell.
Bob Eubanks? I'm like, oh, okay.
Patrick, what's the name
I'm
of your
tell me
channel?
more, number 2.
It's Adventures
No.
with Patrick. It's the name of the channel.
Adventures with Patrick.
Yep.
Tell me more, contestant number 3. I like your voice. Where are you going with this one? All right. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See everybody.